This station is from a stream to a flowing river. This station is growing bigger and bigger. This station is for all the garrison. No other station in comparison. The Badass station is everywhere. Even when you're shopping in these places, Tesco, Lidl, Sainsbury, and even Morrison, JahBunny station, no stress, no pain, and no altercation. JahBunny Badass station.
Greetings, sister. I am JahBunny. I am not making this message to create a conflict. I do not have a sweet mouth or a sweet tongue. Nothing personal. I'm just laying a foundation. I am a Rasta baby, and I see myself as a original nigger. And I was born a nigger, still a nigger. Now, I happen to be 70 years old. And in the dark days, I am coming from the dark days. As a young Rasta baby growing up, I already explained I did not know anything about Haile Selassie. Didn't. And as such, I come into Rastafari not through the Bible, not through Haile Selassie, but as a liberation freedom fighter. That's how I come into Rastafari, and that's how I stand today. I am not a Christian, I am not a Bible reader, I am none of that. No. The things them that I speak of is things that I know, not what I make up. And this is what I find today, as you rightfully say. We can go and we can search things now easily. When I was a young man coming up, there was nothing for me to go and research. As I said, when I was coming up as a young Rasta, zealous freedom fighter, I didn't know about no constitution, I didn't know about no books, and I didn't read the Bible. And in my generation, my age group, if you speak to my generation, we will be on the same page. Now, I am not trying to change anyone's views or thought. I only try to speak the fact as I know them. So, for example, who is reading Bible to justify their existence? I do not need to read Bible to justify my existence. Don't have a Bible, so I don't do scriptures quoting and all that stuff. And I'm not here saying no. His Majesty can't tell me to go and read the Bible, because I'm not following His Majesty. When I say this, no offense, but I'm just telling you, I'm a RastaMan that don't follow. I don't follow what everyone hold on to. Because like I said, I'm from a different generation, different extract. So like I said, it's not personal, and I'm not counteracting. I just put on the platform just now that the Queen have never bowed to His Majesty. I notice nobody don't reply to that. So that's where it is. And I noticed that you try to justify the rift between Garvey and His Majesty. But that's personal, and I'm not going to get into that, because both His Majesty and Garvey was living at one time here in England. The record is clear. His Majesty didn't actually, outside of the AAU involvement, he didn't actually align himself with anyone here in the West. And when he did, he had a secret and special agenda. Today we, Rastafari, will make it up as we go along. But we don't know anything. Each time His Majesty come to America 4 times. And he came there to meet Babylon. He didn't meet with us or any liberation freedom fighter. So each one today hold on to what they hold on to. Perfect love.
Yeah. Rastafari Adunia. Jaja bless. Put a fire on political press. One more stress on the foreign press. Light up for the cross-dresser and them Rasta transgressor. One station with them information. JahBunny the badass station. Creation station. You can't stop it, nor slap it, nor clap it. Jaja.
Greetings and love, Rastafari. It is very difficult to have this type of conversation with ones-on-ones that is all over the place. Now, I have always maintained the position that I was never indoctrinated by anyone. And I also maintain the position that before the visit of Haile Selassie, I only did know one Rastafari in Jamaica. And the time when we go to the airport is one Rasta go to the airport. So I don't know where all these diverse teaching come from. And I have a serious problem with all of these teaching, because these teaching is what make the struggle become so hard, because you have all these diverse Christian, turn back Christian and all these people with their mentality and philosophy coming, and them now say liberation. It's like them just come turn the struggle into a whole new form of Christianity and then confuse. Now, my brethren, I man speak at one stage about the works of my father being a system dog, and it upset everyone. So you see, people can't look at what we say we are dealing with critical now without getting at them feelings and them emotion. First of all, I must give respect, because I now see that there's more a higher level of tolerance, because one time the things them that I have black now, ones and ones would have get at them feelings and have big discussion about this and that. People still try to ask how JahBunny a Rasta and them not believe in a calamari. I don't know nothing about no calamari. And that me I telling us, me no want me not follow we don't phone a new thing. What you need to understand, my brethren, is that when I are youth, I see it over and over. When we are youth, I grew up, is the liberation of our people was at the forefront. That's what the globe had take on. Because at that time, the whole world was fighting for freedom. The whole black world was fighting for freedom. The whole black world, whether in Africa, Jamaica, America, anywhere they fight for the same cause. Now, while we were fighting for freedom, Garvey lead that fight. So I did so with that. Then in a 1923, somewhere down there, when Garvey called him first Pan-African conference at the Liberty Hall, His Majesty abstain, everyone else come except His Majesty. And from that abstinence, His Majesty and Garvey fall out. No, that bigger than I. That is what I come learn. No, His Majesty never come on a world conference in America. But him come America 4 times, and each time him come meet with 4 of the slave masters. No, I and I Rasta. Nah, put no question upon that because His Majesty not to be questioned. But Garvey question it, and I, JahBunny, question that too. I not say His Majesty as I man God. Because I not deal with God. And His Majesty can't tell me if I go read no Bible. Because I don't read Bible, I don't have no Bible. I'm not a Christian. No. I don't know if you remember the hippies. But Dr. Caroliani was a hippie. No man not talk about the side of Dr. Caroliani, the hippie. And she was the first white person to allow to come in my yard, come lick chalice with my father. I'm showing the picture of Dr. Yanni and my father lick chalice. I know no one no see the significance of that. That was what opened the door for the integration of Rasta or infiltration of Rasta by the hippies. Today, look around. Where are the hippies? Show me one hippie today. Right? So now, what I see on this platform is we are go round in a circle, petty argument, and every time we hear the question is, we are question history. I now question no history, brother. And I now try to join nothing. So all who are question now, oh, me a Rasta. And me not believe in a certain thing because that's all free Rasta was. Yeah. So I not overstand and I not try to overstand. I just have make a clarity. I not try to lead no one. I no want no one follow I'm uncomfortable where I stand, cause I stand black. And I youth them stand how them stand. If I not pressure my youth them to follow I, then I no response for the I them. I mean, I have a community where I function with and I community love I and I love I community. So I don't know if this will answer your question, Pastor Jekai, but as the I know, is always perfect love between I and I.
Hey, Uncle babe, love you. Love you. Blood clot, enough man tail get pop off, you know. Love you, man. Keep it up, man. Yeah, man. There, man.
Shut up, now, man. He's a fucking idiot or what? You think the system just exists without individuals or individuals without, or the system is something that is living on its own? Are the people them were involved in that rich white man them who have the business around the music industry, the film industry, the whole of them are the system. It's kind of retard you be boom Donovan, but you know no sense, man.
Greetings. In the name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I the First, Kadamawi Haile Selassie I, one King, one Creator, one Christ, one voice, one movement, one black overstanding, black man king come crown, Haile Selassie I First. So give youngs and eyes to each and every one on this platform, you youngs and eyes one perfect love. Ras Jekai always say balance, you know. Haile Selassie speech, a part of it, a quote. Religion is personal and spirituality is personal, but the state is for all. But Haile Selassie is saying, Haile Selassie the first is saying that I live amongst diverse people and diverse nations and diverse thoughts. Some are atheists. An atheist is a person who don't believe in no deity. Some are creationists. Some are monks. Some are Muslims, and some are ancients who live as monks living on a rock in Ethiopia on a different level. And I is Rastafari who give that credence to the black king of king and lord of lord, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. Crown 1930. You see, and to show you how significant this is, 1916 and 1928 and 1930 are 3 different times that an highlight crown the significance of a triple crown, representing black solidarity in a time when the colonial teaching and the colonial masters who refuse to learn their way and their way of life didn't want to look like black people never have nothing, and they were nothing, or didn't have no royal way of living before. Just like when you look on the world map, them draw Africa small, Ethiopia small, and spread out Europe, and yet still Europe can jump in Ethiopia all 100 times, and still Ethiopia and Al-Kabalan still can't flop. You see, so give thanks again in the name of Kadamari. Rasta baby. One black love man, you know what I'm saying? One black love man, one overstanding. One overstanding, my brother. I man have a more overstanding of what you're saying now. So just like all the I would say, if that answer Iman question, Iman would say it answer the question of what I see was the reason about of your spirituality, or if I see or sight or any form of heretical way of the eye. Well, the eye said the eye in that. And it's not a part of that, and God thing, and that is your opinion, my brother. One perfect love. Now, I and the Rastafari, virgin and sister, have a different perspective of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Selassie I. His Imperial Majesty Emperor Selassie I to I and I over land and sea is the Black King of creation. You see, to show the white world that them and Christian teaching under a Eurocentric point of view in the realms of deity, and with one history and prophecy prove that 1930 Emperor Haile Selassie I, the Kings of Kings and the Lord of Lords, fulfill that history and that prophecy through the language of time. And I cite up Emperor Haile Selassie I, the energy, You see the energy we live in a flesh, and that I talk about. The energy that transcends through flesh and time and dispensation. The energy there. The consciousness there. And that I deal with, who come in a flesh and come in an Emperor Haile Selassie I, the energy there. That is what I am speaking about. And no one really can say the heretical part of the universe, creation, time and space, eat, air and water, and the energy to control our life and the sources of movement and time within nature. You see, and I get selective and choose the right choice within time and the beginning of all things, thoughts and literature and writings and evidence and ideation of the one who is that energy, who sustain life, and the credence of time and representation is Emperor Haile Selassie. See, so give thanks, give thanks. But I know must give thanks to I and I know in the form of respect. That the thoughts that I and I share about I majesty and I don't share it that way there. So it shouldn't be a conflict in a no era, a one perfect love. So when I and I reason upon a level, not because the I don't share them reasoning there, they must love I and I. That's seeing. Because I and I reason upon a level there, because creation and the universe and the whole world, the family of the black race, hunger and thirst of this teaching. So give thanks again, Rasta baby. Yeah man, hey, Rasta baby. And Rasta baby, learn this my brother. You see the word Ras in Ethiopia, it means head. It's an Amharic word. It means head. And Rastafari is head creator. Abba, a father. And that is also an Amharic word. The language what I and I is supposed to speak. Now goose na gast. See these language. Yeah, I and I. These things was beaten out of the captive who was taken away by strangers, colonialism. So I and I language and the way I and I is supposed to speak within the ancients of Iowa, within Geese and Amharic. Because there's higher tongues out there on them Geese, Rasta baby, JahBunny, my brethren. Yeah man, the Geese language is the ice language, man, and power in them word there. So I and I have no conflict, my brother. I want black love here, Rastafari. All that I and I is asking that of the I, with full respect of I and I, speaking in the behalf of my majesty. I seeing, so I and I must stay balanced. Give thanks, Rastafari. Yes, June amigos. Give thanks, man, because I'm on respond to what the Virgin is saying about I'm on to make a move and coming forward. So I'm on give thanks, yeah man, for the explanation because that's how I say it. I want black love, man. I know is one Rastafari. Bingy Pele and others, Ras Soje and others, all the empresses. Give Yanks, man. A one perfect love, man. Liberation time is now. So I and I must put all the energies together as one to make it work. Rasta baby is still a girl, man. See it in all the way, 70-year-old. It's still Rasta baby. See it. Time for Rasta baby to grow up, man. Grow up now, Rasta baby. Anton, I am for now, man. Because Rastafari in the eye, JahBunny, I tell the eye this. Rasta Chica, I tell the eye this. His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie in a JahBunny. But JahBunny, I fight it. If you accept it, man. And the day when I accept that, there becomes greater and wiser and clever. More. See, Rasta baby. You see it all when you try to deny Rasta, you say it easy now. So I strengthen it. Because I said there is a Rasta baby. So I tell you, just leave from the baby now to a Rasta emperor. Because his majesty love the eye, man. I'm not saying the eye love his majesty. But yeah, something in the eye I try for it. I don't want to say the word because I don't want to think for no one. I must know what I stop there from saying. Because I know the truth, you know. His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I the First. It's Christ, God and King, man. Rastafari. One perfect love, my family.
Brother, yeah man, me overstand the eye clearly. Seeing? Yeah man, and I see him so it go, you know. And I said to the eye, likewise, let's continue the good works for the eye do. You know, come listen to the eye, you know, video them. And I see it and them very interesting. Yeah man, we learn a lot. You know, cause the eye a black some sound, you know, about even stuff before me born and stuff when me was a little child, you know, kind of the 70s, you know, me a little youth, you know. You know, see it, yeah, man. Me a little bit of youth, I got a basic school and everything there. There, black sound there. You know, see it, yeah, but some sound, they were very interested. And when I was a youth, still enough of them things, they were there black. When I was a youth, me used to hear them things that are some utterance that come across me ears, you know, in regards to some of them things, you know. Yeah, man. So, if you don't say, you know, the eye, you know, me see the eye as a one who, you know, who preserve, you know, see it, come highlight certain things. Yeah, so the youth them can listen and learn and wise up. You know, see it. Yes, I thought me for the eye. So enough manners and respect and heart and love to the eye, fire, and continue to keep up the good works. Rastafari.
Yes, Jekai. Him live. You know, I man stand free. And, you know, I just listen to everyone, you know, and everyone is free. Now, what I'm now going to do is say what everyone I say. Because I have my own say. Simple. So now, I don't believe in a way that I believe. Because I stand black. I did something and I them different, you know. I stand black all the way. So my God can't be universal, brother. So I have to say nothing more. My God can't be universal. I did something there all my life. Now, none of you can come change that now. To tell me, the white man God a my God, to the China man God a my God. To, no, hold that, man. The China man Bible a my Bible. The China man not the Bible anyway. We can't make honor soldier. We can't make honor come put me in the Bible. So if I that, I go make honor upset, then I'm just forever upset. Simple. That's right there. Like I say, I a Rasta. And no one can take that out of high. I'm in a Rasta because my father tell me say me a Rasta. Or a next man tell me say me a Rasta. I know I a Rasta. See? And I a Rasta baby. And it's a reason why I keep emphasize that. This way, no one can come indoctrinate me, you know, if I come sit with them, I say. Watch the movement come from it, heights of heights, you know. So no need for go talk to the Marley boys, them with them kind of little lecturer and Buju Banton and Capleton and Sizzler. And them need this kind of teaching. I stand black. Black are black. And that is the big difference between I and them. You know, so I just say it there. I know universal, I know multi. You know, I stand where I stand. So if I ever mention anything about His Majesty and it offend I them, then I will refrain from doing that. But I know about His Majesty. And the youth, them need to know the truth. A fool on yourself, you know. Simple. So, you can't go and speak, who no want to speak, and who gullible will fall for that. There's no way I have beat this, the king. I don't have no qualms with the king. So, I don't know even how the item take it on like I have this, the king. Everyone have an opinion. So if I state an opinion about the king, then I just right there. Everyone, I might not say nothing where no one don't know, you know. It's just that someone's gone in a denial. You know? And I can't be census. I can't be census, you know. So no one can even trick of census. Because most time when I don't post nothing on the platform, I'm going to go find it elsewhere. And still have to stand down and quiet. I don't attack no one, so I don't know what this is all about. Everyone have them opinion. I don't know if low people make people say what them want to say, man. Everyone just skin so thin. I mean, it come like this thing better than a joke. Like that, them, and Russia and I there, you know, are somewhere that some kind of country where I don't know whether I'm a preach Rasta. I like I say, I a Rasta before I turn church. You know, and I don't join no man church. If I alone, I light up all church. I light up all night too. Simple.
This station, the slave station, is no police station, no train station, no bus station. Calling all bad slaves from long gone till nigh. Slaves that recognize their culture, never bend, never bow. Never listen to Babylonian philosophy, but interested in mother earth and mother life and mother liberty. All bad slaves tune in to the badass station, JahBunny station.
Yes, J.K. You see, every time I open my mouth, I pose up with documents, and that pay sweet talk, you know. I tell you, you can't make me follow on a car. Watch it now. You come send some big documents now, because you're sure we say things that go on. Yeah? But I know from 1961 till now, no one no see, physically see, planner, Mac, and Avaranga report. We haven't seen that. Every time on talk about that, that's all on the door. Lie, pantapa lie. Yeah, and carry on lying to people, lying to the youths. Yeah, look how you just send the documents and I come talk about, see attach. And not attached to it because Rasta never submit the report. I'm going to tell you where the report, where my father tell me. You see? But no, you want to see the report and you're going like you see the report. You get me? I know we don't see the report. We never see the finding of what took place and the mission. All we see is the report that gathered the mission. But I know nobody no say the report from the mission. So listen, until you can come show these things, man, you have to stop fool people, man, and stop make it up as you go along, man. Simple. That's what I am here for now, to point out the discrepancy you want to keep and make up as you go along. Stand down there, if you can't come show the report now. Stand down. You and your friend them stand down. Now lead you now go nowhere. Round a circle and I go on the island. That's all on our done. Nobody now gone nowhere. From 1961 till now. Yeah? You want to tell me from 1961 till now. None of the African country not put nothing in place for the migrant, them, the West Indian migrant. Did they refer to as African? Migrant, not migrant. West Indian migrant. Them they refer to as Jamaican. Migrant. That's why you have this problem if we're not going to Africa right now. You are being treated as migrant. Me tell you some go African dash with my Jamaica passport, you know. And then when I realize that I'm being treated as migrant, I just take for myself. You know? So I can't culture shame me. I can't make me do a walk back for myself.
Yes. This is RastaMan. Gotta make it brief. Universal God. As I have said again, RastaMan religion is life, RastaMan culture is life, and RastaMan tradition is life. And when you look at that statement, you will realize and come to the full understanding that life is the supreme element that gives everything its existence. So the universal God is life. If we're going to attach God to it, because then life have to be my God. Life itself in all of its essence, its power and glory. Life is the RastaMan God, and in that sense is a universal God. Outside of that, all other gods are individual conceptions of a facsimile of the true God, which is life itself. In its essence, you can't identify, describe life. You can't tell me say life is an oak tree or an orange tree or a banana tree, because those are facsimiles of life. Those are reflections of life. Those are images of life. And you have to look past and through the images to the essence. And when you look through the essence, you see pure life, which cannot be fathomed. It cannot be described. It's beyond the human comprehension. It only seeks for humans to accept life. And through that acceptance of life, we will have the honor and the respect to give to that life. We will not be in controversy of that life. This is one of the reasons why we are told to not become sectarians, which has happened and befallen the struggle, this black liberation struggle, where we now have a group of people that call themselves Rastafarians, and at the same time they call themselves Rastafarians. What they are practicing is sectarianism. This is why, although they say with their mouths one perfect love, they don't have one perfect Rasta. As the international ambassador JahBunny has expressed, that it's just one Rasta. So if it's just one Rasta, then why do we separate ourselves in these different mansions? Why are we not worshiping together? Why are we not reflecting the same kind of liberty? No, because these are man-made constructs that has been superimposed upon the original image of Rasta. Remember, we were Rasta before the term Rasta came to us. Also, Ras means head. And His Majesty, before he became Haile Selassie, the first Emperor of Ethiopia, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering Lion of Judah, Rastafari, his name, before he became Haile Selassie, the first Emperor of Ethiopia, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering Lion of Judah, his name is Ras, meaning the same as prince. Is a title. Ras, meaning prince, meaning duke. It has the same kind of connotation as Prince or Duke and so on forth. So his name is Tafari Makonnen. Tafari Makonnen, which means one of awe, that brings forth great awe, or tough, very tough, strength, strong. So, you know, when people say me is head creator, I really would love to really show that within the name, because Rastafari Makonnen is two meaning. One is the title and one is the name. The name is Tafari Makonnen and the title is Ras, Prince, Duke. You know, those equivalent. So, you know, really and truly, let's accept the truth. We were given the command not to make of ourselves sectarians. Well, we have breached that already. We have already now broken ourselves up into mansions. We don't really come together as one. But we are all calling ourselves Rastafarians, and we are calling ourselves Rasta. Well, Rasta is those who is obedient and faithful to the Black Liberation Movement, to the unification of Africa, which His Majesty did put forth and created an organization of African unity, which was in line with Kwame Nkrumah United States of Africa, which was also in line with Marcus Garvey, one black Africa, one black nation, the building of a black nation. Remember, you know, Marcus Garvey's goal was to create a black nation in Africa, independent of all the other nations that was in Africa. A black nation, that's what his mission was, and still is to this day. So, you know, let us not get caught up. If the Rastafarians want to be Rastafarians, I don't think international ambassador have any problem with that. But you have to remember also that the Father and the Son is one. So when the man is speaking, and speaking in terms of what him Father show him, that is not a debate. It's not something to talk about. We do need to truly stop making up things. And we do really need to truly harmonize and unite ourselves as one. And it really needs to be one perfect love for real, not just out of our mouth. And we speak of these things. So RastaMan is saying to Ras Jukai and all of the rest of RastaMan them who say they are Rastafarians and belong to a particular house, the Nyabingi, the Bobo Shanti, the 12 tribe, all of those, the Orthodox. There's nothing wrong with being those things if we choose to do those things. But don't look at the RastaMan who is holding the strength of the one perfect love. Because we know, we follow His Majesty. His Majesty tell us already who Him is. We don't have no problem with that. We don't have no problem with Marcus Garvey come and say, look to Africa. We have no problem with that. You know, but those who say they are Rastafarians, that is your religion, and feel comfortable in it then, no? Don't really expect say I and I no, because uno say uno are Rastafari, no, we not to be Rasta. We are Rasta. 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 That's who we are. So let us unite. Let us find what will unite us, and what unites us is blackness. What unites us is black liberation. What unites us is black nation. So you can't come in at that with Rastafarianism. Because if you come in at that with Rastafarianism, you're not no longer presenting black liberation. You're presenting an ideology and a philosophy that is put together by men and people who have been influenced by the Black Liberation Movement, which is the Rasta movement, which is the, we say, Pan-African movement, the Black Nationalist movement, the Black Power movement. And now those who have been cultivated under Christian beliefs and Christian faith only feel comfortable, and basically they are no longer espousing to the Black liberation energy. They are really propagating and promoting their philosophical outlook of their religious and faith belief. And that is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, because that is what ones choose. Anybody who choose that, they have every right to do so. But when you go and you try to put those things and say this is what is Rasta, no, that's a different thing, yeah, though. Because Rasta don't have nothing to do with religion. If Rasta have anything to do with religion, as I have said before, life is our religion, our culture, and our tradition. So life itself, in all of its power and all of its glory, God with the big G, those others within a religious construct, they only deal with God. They themselves accept themselves as God with the little g. And the big G God, they don't never see him or whatever, if it's a her or him and a her. They never see that God. That God is a belief system. Well, Rasta know God. And Rasta say, I and I is God with the big G. Because remember, it's I and I. That God that the believers believe in, that say to I and I give you dominion over all things that I have created that have life. So I and I is the Son of Man. I and I is the man that is made in the image and the likeness of the one who believe in. So I and I is the God, big G. So we have to go over these things, Rasta is Rasta, and all else is whatever it is. And Rasta don't have no problem with nobody and what them want to do, or what them want to say, or how them want, where them want to go, from where them no want to go. His Majesty made itself clear as to who him worship and who him put the glory to. And His Majesty have already expressed his viewpoint on deities. His Majesty have already done that. I don't have to go through that. And all Rastafarians, no matter what mansion them in, them know this. So if we are true followers of His Majesty, we will be obedient to the words of His Majesty, the complete word, not just pick and choose out of His Majesty say to satisfy what we want to say and call as our religious faith and belief. Although we're free to do that if we choose to do so. But the alteration of the truth does not change the truth, because the truth will forever be the truth, cause it what it will. Each man knows that we shall all reap whatever it is we sow, whether we sow it psychologically, spiritually, or physically. We're going to reap it, because it will develop into whatever it ought to be. So all praises unto the Most High, International Rastafari Ambassador. Rastafari is one somebody, and his name is Tafari Makonnen, and his name is Emperor Haile Selassie I of Ethiopia, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering Lion of Judah. That is Rastafari. I and I is an acknowledgement. That's why I and I is Rasta. Ras, head of the black nation, black liberation, black redemption. RastaMan. Now to break down the word Rasta. Ras, as I said, in the Ethiopian tongue of Ge'ez, Amharic, is a title meaning one that is of awe, that brings forth awe, one that is it is head. Tafari is strength. All right, so now we are Rasta. So head, strength, and the ta originally means thank you. This is within the English word sound. Ta is a colloquialism, which is a word like gonna, y'all. It's a word. Ta is that type of a word. It's a colloquialism. It is put together as such. So if you put the ras and the ta together, you will know it means head, strength, giving thanks. Head, strength, giving thanks. So we become strong. We become a people of awe. This is why you see the world look upon the Rastaman and in awe. They have never seen a man like this, a people like this. This is a new people. Just like how you have the steel pan of Trinidad. Them communities, they say they never see an instrument like this yet. We can play, when them play them like them, I hear violins and a whole orchestra. Newest instrument of the 20th century. So we have the newest people of the 20th century going into the 21st century, and now we are here. So Rasta, remember, words are very important. So know the words. Don't just make up something to say it mean this and it mean that. The word themselves have its own meaning. In the beginning was the word, and the word was with Jah, and the word was Jah. We as Rasta, we only acknowledge Jah. You say Jah is I and I God. What is Jah? Jah is life. Jah is life itself. Life not partial. Life give even the atheist life. Give the atheist life. God give the unbelievers life. God, life is the God. Life bring forth grass. Life bring forth banana and breadfruit and mango and fish and salt water and fresh water. This is God. So yeah, Rasta. That's who I man is. I am Rasta. Rasta I am. I am God. My God I am. Big G. No little g. Little g a fantasy. Little g is fallible. Big G is infallible. I choose to be infallible. Because I is Rasta. Ed. Strength. Giving thanks. Almighty. So continue the works here, my Rastafari ambassador, international ambassador. And making yourself clear is a beautiful thing, because no one else would be worthy of the position that you have been given by your father. And you carry it well. And you're serving Rasta well. I'm on respect the eye and honor the eye. And as long as the eye is standing, I standing right there with the eye. I is RastaMan. Positive, always. Vibrations. And lastly, look up a thing called anion. A-N-I-O-N. Anion. And you will know which vibration I carry life. Which vibration is sustaining life. Which vibration is strengthening life and bringing more life. And it is the anions that does that. And it is what we know as negative charge particles, not positive charge. So when you hear I say positive, really and truly, those are not life-giving principles. The life-giving principles are the negative ions. So I say with that knowledge. More and ions to all the ions. Out here, Rasta come in the category of anions. Negative anions. And the positive ions are mash up the place right now. And the positivity, too much positivity upon earth, and it mash up the place because them not realize them the positivity now give no life. It depletes life. Check it out for yourself. RastaMan don't make up nothing. It's verifiable and demonstrable. We are the living manifestation of the Almighty. Big G, accept that you are Big G, so Big G can show you who you are. Manifestation. Ras, Almighty, Rasta. Yes, the term Rasta baby. Now I as Rasta, I am known as RastaMan, amongst many other names that I carry, or titles I carry. But when my international Rastafari ambassador say I'm a Rasta baby, him not have to define it for I, reason, and it no marvel I, because I already know that. I already know deep in myself as a RastaMan, and as a RastaMan, what that is defined as. It's an inborn thing, It is an organic and authentic, bona fide statement when I'm say Rasta baby, So many man may think, so boy, that means say must grow. But how could you even think that? Because the man is 70. If I'm not mistaken. I'm coming 54, I'm coming 55. I'm coming 54 as Rasta baby. I come in 55 as Rasta baby. But not of Rasta. Because my mother and my father were not Rasta. Them knew of Marcus too, because my father tell me of Marcus. They don't tell me no great detail, So it's not like my father was a staunch follower or a follower of Marcus Garvey, Him just tell I man, because my father come in 1912 and my mother come in 1924. But none of them not tell I about Marcus, and none of them not tell I about Rasta. Because them a Christian. And them raise I man as such. But somewhere deep inside I man know there was a rebellion. And that rebellion is Rasta. And rebellion no means say him a go out the place and mash up the place. Rebellion means him take charge of him own self. So when man say Rasta baby, man, it means say, hey, him are the first. Him amongst the first. So anything after that can't come really show him nothing unless they must show him the Rasta baby, the Rasta, yeah. But that the man say, And no matter what no one say, what is in from the wise and the prudent is revealed to the babes and the suckling. But remember, you have to understand what that statement meaning and fool who same book, Because you are the religious ones, What's hidden from the wise and the prudent is revealed to the babes and the suckling. So you must say I'm a Rasta baby. So what I mean? That means that the same one. We don't look upon it like man. We look upon it with the mind and the eyes of God, Big G. The same scripture where we go by, in a religious faith. We say, it is written in that same dogma. It is written, once a man and twice a child. Now, put that together with when the brethren say, me is a Rasta baby. Once a man, and twice a child. What's hidden from the wise and prudent is revealed to the babes and suckling. Twice a child, So what you have to know, say, It's the said newborn baby and infant where you see. And you know just I think as far as like flesh, you know, not think as God with the big G, not think as flesh. So the baby is the baby, and the baby no know nothing. But the baby have everything. The baby know everything. So once a man and twice a child. So here comes the baby again. So, you know, those who are coming up need to have honor and respect for the elders. And those who are elders have to be deserving of that honor and respect. And those who are coming up have to be worthy of what is hidden and now revealed to the babe, which is now twice a child. Because we come with revelation, you know. I come with revelation as Rastaman, you know. And every Rastaman, and every Rasta woman, and every Rasta family is a manifestation of the revelation of the Almighty Creator, which is I see himself manifest in the flesh, you know. Because it's saying, you know, and the Word was God. And the Word took upon itself flesh and dwell amongst man. Which man? Rastaman. Because remember, you know, righteousness exalts a nation. So what is the black nation? It is the righteous nation. Who carry Israel got court over the atrocities in the Gaza? Was it France? Was it Spain? Was it Italy? Was it Germany? Was it Hungary? Was it Austria? Was it Sweden? No. It was Africa, South Africa. And to this day, them still a push. Righteousness exalts a nation. So the black nation, who did even go down there, because the Rasta baby, you know, the international Rastafari ambassador, you know, already sure in him archives, in his chronicles, that him was one of the man down upon the boots on the ground within the armed struggle of that time. So whoever said them are Rastafarians and support Rastafarianism need to understand the foundation in which they were brought into existence, and that this man is one of the stone that makes the foundation of what we know today called Rastafarianism and Rastafarian. Respect and honor due to the badass runaway slave JahBunny, Rastafari international ambassador. Make no mistake about it. An eyewitness trump any other kind of talk. Say, so the dog them will bark. If them is not an eyewitness to nothing, you know, and as the ambassador say, you know, where is the documentation of those who were chosen and given the privilege and the opportunity to go forth? And unless these documents can be procured and presented, then everything else is pure chat and talk that have nothing to do with the intelligence of the Black Liberation Movement, of the Rasta movement. Have nothing to do with that. Because we do not need to create the wheel. The wheel has already been created. We don't have to invent the wheel again. So we don't have to invent the struggle again, because the struggle has already been here. And it's time for the struggle to stop being a struggle and just being a construction. We need to deal with infrastructure. We need to deal with independence so that we can be self-sufficient, self-reliant, and practice our self-determination. Without true independence, this can never be. So we're just talking if we do not sit together as a consciousness, which is the Rastafari consciousness, as a consciousness. I don't care if you're Naya Bingi, Boba Shanti, 12 tribe or Orthodox. If we do not sit down together at one blood fire table and discuss the black nation plight and the black nation issues and concerns and building infrastructure, you're talking what them call gas. You're talking what them call fart. You're not speaking the truth. Neither are you acknowledging the truth, neither are you accepting the truth. You are building facsimiles of truth, and you are not. You're a disgrace to the whole Rasta movement. Look how much artists them is out here. I make how much money. You think as an artist who is coming under the guise of Rasta, and I call his imperial majesty name and all of these things, you think them would all leave Jamaica to go out in Europe and make them people rich? No, man. Them would unite themselves in Jamaica, and them would put on all kind of festival, all kind of concert, all kind of celebration every rotted month of the year. And I create revenue and economics and finance and commerce. And the world will have to come to Jamaica to rot it, see them. So we need to stop chat and start manifest. Because Rasta is manifestation. Rasta teach Bob Marley and show Bob Marley and Peter Tosh and Bunny Wailer where them fi do. And the man them go and do it. But you know why them fall victim and why so many others fall victim like all Sizzler and Buju and all of them? Them get greedy. Them succumb to fame. Them succumb to fortune and funny money. And them never even realized they were being compromised. Even to this day. Look at a man like Dennis Brown, Gregory Isaac. Some of the greatest names. And just to mention a few, you know. Because remember, you know, you have the set of artists who come out of the UK, you know, like the Steel Pulse and all them people and the Aswad and all them people, you know. All of them are Rasta. At least them are call Rasta, them are holla Rasta, the image them are portrays Rasta, you know. But the spirit of Rasta is not there. Because Rasta is what? Unification. Rasta is His Imperial Majesty, you know. What Imperial Majesty say? Organization of African Unity. That's what His Imperial Majesty say. What Marcus Garvey say? Up ye mighty race, we can accomplish what we will. What them a do? Them a sing music and collect money. And I drink liquor. And I get inebriated and drunk and all kind of something. And I carry on with all the things where the heathens do. Until it overcome them, the drugs overcome them. All of them know. The International Rastafari Ambassador already point out certain things. Him not make it up. Him an eyewitness, you know. Remember him an eyewitness, you know. His eyewitness account, you know. Historical facts. So let us behave ourselves and show our true level of maturity and lift up our integrity and rely solely on our intuition and intelligence. Because if we rely on our intellect, we will always feel threatened. Because intellect is always due to change, because, you know, you're going to receive more information. And when you receive the more information, boy, you realize, boy, where you think you didn't know and understand, you never really understand them things there. Here comes some more information now where I edit you and where we call to upgrade you. And are you willing to take the upgrade, or will you be stuck in the dogma of your own making? That's why Rasta originally put down religion and said, because we come to the head knowledge, we come to the Ras. The head. We come to the head and we realize within that with our real eyes. Not to our surprise, we didn't know these things, but it wasn't a surprise to I and I. But it just come to I and I as a revelation unto I and we said, no more Mr. Colonialist man, no more Mr. Imperialist man, no more Mr. Marauder, Mr. Plunderer, Mr. Looter, Mr. Robber, Mr. Thief. Even Bob Marley's father is a 60-something-year-old man who breed a 16 or something, a teenage girl. This was a normal practice amongst the imperialist colonialists. Is that a negative thing or a bad thing? And Bob Marley? No. We're just pointing out the historical facts and truth. So let's not get carried away. We don't need no God. When God in a way. And in the book tell you say that. The one when you call Isa, Yasos, Jesus, Yeshua, him come tell unu say God in a unu. So if God in a unu, then you have to be God. God can't in a unu and unu is not God. I'm talking about big ratty G God. I'm not talking about little G. Because everything is little G, down to the tree, down to the rock stone, down to the fish in the sea. A little God, a little G. Because remember, the word was spoken and all things come into existence. But when it comes to the making of himself, he said, come make God. Speaking to him feminine part, like I say, my other half, my feminine half, my feminine portion, and give 23 chromosomes into each and every man we're born, and woman we're born, and child we're born. 46 chromosomes of our God is in us, with a DNA strand filled with all the information and understanding, everything we need that extends out of our physical being beyond 10 billion miles of DNA strand we have inside our way. So when we are search for outside, when all the information and everything is inside, see how them draw we out. Them draw we out ourselves and put us into a construct that is fallible, when we already are the infallible manifestation of the Almighty Creator. So yeah, RastaMan speak. RastaMan not talk or chat. RastaMan speak. So we are Rasta. Those who choose to be Rastafarians, I say more power to you. Continue to do your work. Because I and I as Rasta will know you by your fruits. Now the things that you can come and bear some things where not right. And Rasta have to take it. No, Rasta now have to take none of that. And we do not say you have to move and be as I and I is. We don't say this. We don't say you're wrong for being a Rastafarian. We don't say that. But know this and know this for sure. We're not wrong for being Rasta, because we are the foundation of every Rastafarian mansion. And we are the foundation of every Rastafarianism. And as long as we are Rasta, that's give Unu the efficacy, that give Unu the legitimacy, that give Unu that energy that you can stand upon. But mark my word, the day will come when all will have to reap what they sow. Reap what you sow. As I said before, Uncle South Africa, carry them, have the courage to carry them go to court over the genocidal and ethnic cleansing of the behavior of these people. And to this day, I can't believe that these people who claim today was prosecuted and were being destroyed by a man named Hitler would come now and I exercise the same thing. It make me want to say, well, boy, the same people them that perpetrate the same thing upon them own self. Because me no see how them do something nothing different from what Hitler do. How ungrateful they can be. Them claim say them not have no homeland. Although we know say Jah, the Almighty Jah is a just God. Him no bring people from earth and no bring them to a place that is their own. Jah no make nobody homeless. So right there, so you know say a bullshit attack. And when you go to your own dogma, the Bible, it said beware of those who say they are Jews and are not. So we know what we are dealing with. We are dealing with an evil that only the God, with the big G God, and the source and the essence of that God can deal with them kind of things there. Until such time though, I and I has been commanded to unite ourselves, to harmonize ourselves, to live righteously, to be one, not two, not three, and to be 100%, not 99.9% within the human structure, the biological and physiological temple of the living God. So RastaMan is RastaMan and will forever be RastaMan. No one can change that. All those who are not in line, they are just online, but they're not in line. RastaMan is in line. Don't necessarily have to be online. We will remain in line because we know that that is our duty and our natural and vital bona fide position, to be in line, in alignment with all of creation, in alignment with I and I domain, that I and I have been given dominion over all things that have life that was created. So we will forever be connected to the earth, sea and sky, and all the fullness thereof. And we will be a 1,000,000% within the earth, within the world, which is our physical structure. We are the world. We are the world. What you see out there, what I call world, is creation that, and nature that. The world does not exist outside of our physical anatomy and physiology and biological structure. Know this for true. This is the way of the Rasta. So we can formulate whatever we want to formulate. It don't matter. Because fish out of water will flatter. And the end of that fish is death if he don't find himself back in the water. And so it go. Everything has a set place. And everything have a set duty. That's why you see the spring, the summer, the fall, and the winter season. And it brings forth fruit in due season. Everything is set in this place and this space. And is obedient. So let us do with ourselves as we would have nature do with us. As we would have creation do with us, we must do with ourselves. Treat ourselves the same way creation treats us. And creation has always been just with us. It gives us food, it gives us clothes, it gives us shelter, it gives us camaraderie, it gives us love, it gives us joy, it gives us happiness, it gives us justice, it gives us mercy, it gives us kindness. Life delivers every time, all the time, without ceasing. So let us return that and not focus on these heathens and their constructs that they create and put for us to follow them into the hellfire that they create for themselves. They want company because they are miserable people. And misery loves company. So RastaMan, speak until the next generation of time in present time. Because we don't deal with future. We deal with generations of time in present time. We are generations. We are not future people. We are generation people. One generation is approximately 20 to 25 years. When your children begin to give you children, that's one generation. When their children give more children, that's another generation. We think in terms of generation. Not think in terms of future. Future are folly. Future is just what you do every day. Future is every day, every moment of every thinking of every day. Future is a constant thing. Future is a false word them give to present. Present is where we are dealing with. All praises unto the Most High. In present time, forever time, generation time. Living up, no crime. Everybody fine. We can get together and we can lime. We can smile. And always love. One perfect love. And always be in peace. One perfect peace. And always be happy and full of joy. One perfect happiness, one perfect joy. Oneness is the key. One thought, one heart, one sound. Oneness is the key. Let us no longer separate ourselves with sectarianism. We are just imitating the heathen. They divide and rule, and in some case they divide and conquer. And they give us garbage like united we stand and divided we fall. But how could that be? If we are united, we are united. And if we are divided, we are still united. And within that division, we are more diverse. Because the unity is the unity, whether it's in the north or the south or the east or the west, or anywhere in between the points. Unity is unity. And if we are one people in the west, we are one people in the east. If we are one people in the north, we are one people in the south. We move as one, we think as one, we live as one, we manifest as one. This is Rasta, new faculty of thinking. There's no longer a need to tolerate anything. Evil and wickedness shall depart. In the same scripture it reads, we shall look for the wicked and cannot find them, because the wicked will be no more. Because that which is, they say, as it is in heaven, so it is on earth. Well, as it is within, so it is without. So if we slaughter the wicked from within ourselves, how can the wicked be on earth? Earth is creation, nature. The world is I and I. If we clean the world up within, then the world outside will become clean. Character, personality, behavior, condition. Remember, thoughts solicits action. Action produce condition. You know, like your condition out there, then change your action. Or you change your action. Well, if you change the action, you have to change your thinking. New faculty of thinking. If you think the same way, you're going to get the same result. So change your thinking, you change the results. It is very fundamentally, elementarily simple. They used to call a man as a youth simpleton. Yeah, because a man just like things simple. But I'll just say I'm man simple. I am thinking some complex thoughts, some provoking thoughts, positive vibrations, each and everyone out here in the world of the runaway slave. I say, hold on to your faith so that your fate can be different. I say, be of courage and cast bravery to the trash bin. Fill yourselves with courage. Fill yourselves with acceptance. And all things that is not understood will become understood. If you accept, you will understand. If you reject, there's no way you can understand, because there is no college or university you go to and get a degree in understanding. But you can get a degree in all forms of knowledge. But there is no degree for understanding. There's no course study. Can I get a course study in how do you teach understanding? Anyhow, there's a mountain of the big G serious thing. So all my big G's, stand up. All my little G's, come to school and get your notebook. Sit and study and learn. Learn what? The consciousness of Rasta, the new faculty of Rasta. Get this. Get it now. Get it while it's hot. Don't delay. Rasta don't play. All we come to say is be good to one another, love one another, be good to nature, be good to creation, because those are your ancestors. They came before you. The sun, the stars, and the moon, they all came before you. They are your ancestors. Ask them what you will, and they will answer you in time. But do not ask them out of an insincere heart. Don't ask them out of a facetious mind. Be truthful. Be not afraid. Stand up and be who you are. The gods and the goddesses, big G's, who you are. Walk earth in full confidence. The world know who you are. Only you know not who you are. So come forth now. I give thanks for the runaway of slave car. If we never run away, we couldn't dare today. Somehow we stand up and fight. And it is their spirit that stands with us now. They came before us. They were rebellious. They were Maroons. They were Golagichi. They were Seminoles. They were Comanche, Blackfoot. Some say Arawak. They were Yamaka. They were all of the above and more not mentioned. The Shaka Zulus, the Steve Bikos, the Kwame Nkrumahs, the souls of our people that stood up, stand up, and we are still standing today. So I give thanks and praise again. RastaMan speak. New faculty of thinking. Focus, my people. Positive vibrations. Continue the good works. Rastafari International Ambassador. There are many that is with the I. Our ancestors, our righteous ancestors is with I and I. Peace, love and harmony, always and forever. Ras Jukai, I will speak again on your behalf, my brother. The word spirit is dealing with the breath, the breathing. When we breathe, we are having a relationship with the spirit. The spirit is who we truly are. Without the spirit, we cease to be vertical and we become horizontal, never to become vertical again. It will be the end of our life if we do not breathe. So it stands to reason that our breath, our breathing, the act of breathing, is the renewal of the soul. With each breath, we are renewed, and each breath is a breath that was never taken before. So you never will repeat the same breath. The action may be the same action, but the essence of each breath is different. Now, so when you speak of spirituality, that is not something that one need to express in terms of word sound or anything. That cannot be expressed in terms of word sound. The spirit is a manifested state of existence, of being. This is the true consciousness of Rasta. So Rasta does not concern himself with the spirituality of this, that, or anything, because the trees have a spiritual essence to them. The rocks have a spiritual essence to them. All of nature and creation have a spiritual energy to them. This is why when we breathe in, we're breathing in that which the vegetation lets off, which we call oxygen. But there's something else contained within that oxygen. Some people refer to it as chi. Some people refer to it, some cultures refer to it as chi. Some cultures refer to it as the ka. Some cultures refer to it as prana. It's known by many different names, but it is a phenomena that none can really explain, but it exists nonetheless. And we know that it has a function in relationship to our anatomy and physiology and our biological manifestation, the flesh. Because we are flesh. The vegetables that we eat and the fruits that we eat, that is meat. Those who eat flesh, they call it meat. So now you understand that the spirituality of a one is not really the concern of anyone. So I would suggest that, as a Rasta, that we begin to see ourselves from a different precepts and different principles. Our spiritual essence is our spiritual essence and can only be observed. That's why we shall know them by their fruits, and their fruits become the manifestation of their spirit. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And that which we desire in our heart desire, that we shall receive. This is in the book of those who are in the religion. I am not a religious man, but I was brought up in the field of religion. Jamaica, as you know, has many churches, more churches per capita than any other nation. So we cannot help but to come up in that context of religion. But when we develop by way of spirit, our breath, our life experience, who we are, our desires will formulate who we become. So, just listen to your reasoning, my brethren. It is a lot to be considered, And every time I hear you say Rasta baby, as you're referring to the International Rastafari Ambassador, there's always a little chuckle, a little laugh behind it. Remember, these are forms of communication also. It speaks to one's ability to control one's self. Because self-control and self-discipline is one of the most important things as we're in this fallible form, this mortal form. We must have self-control and self-discipline. Without that, it covers a lot of ground. That's a whole nother reasoning. The importance of self-control and self-discipline and what happens without it. These are within the new faculty of thinking, as far as Rasta is concerned. Because what I say is based upon Rasta. I'm not saying what I'm based on Jamaican. Once I is Rasta, I is no longer Jamaican. I is Rasta. But I came by way of Jamaica. That's the portal that I enter into this atmosphere, into this dispensation through Jamaica. Some of us come through America, some of us come through Africa, some of us come through all different nations. So, I'm speaking in terms of that. So just think, my brother, a little bit more about really what you're putting out and how you're putting it out, because, it seems like you understand certain things, but you don't overstand certain things. And then from that overstanding we go to a foundational understanding, which is a stronger form of what we call understanding and overstanding. It is a rock, it's firm. It's like an eyewitness. If you see this thing, you know, say, if you have experienced it, that is the fullness of it. How can I tell a man who have experienced what I am talking about, and I have no experience of it? It's what I've been heard or I have read. But here it is now, is a man that was there. You reading nothing, but I was there. People is giving you instructions, not you per se, Rastafari, but you know, others, you know, I mean you in a general sense, you know. But this man was there, or that man was there, and he come and he tell you, no, go so. And you have a problem with that. No, don't have a problem with it. No, say him was there. And him being there gives him the authority to speak upon what you are just reading about or what you have been told about by others. There's no shame in that, you know. Because truth is truth. Peace and love, my brother. Energy is the ability to do work. That is the definition of energy. When we use words, we have to deal with the essence of the word. What is energy? Energy cannot be created nor can it be destroyed. No one man can contain all of the energy. Now, we can go further and say, what is our relationship with this energy that Rastafari is talking about, that is embodied into His Imperial Majesty? Because that same energy is embodied in Marcus Garvey, it's embodied in Kwame Nkrumah, it's embodied in Rastafari himself, and it's embodied in JahBunny. It's embodied in every living thing. So, if we are speaking of that specific energy as manifested as one, as we know, His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie, the first Emperor of Ethiopia, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering Lion of Judah, we then understand that we have that same energy. I and the Father is one. So I and His Imperial Majesty is one. Yes. I and anything His Majesty do, I can do. Same way. Anything Marcus could have do, I and I could have do. Even the one Yeshua came and said, do not marvel of the things that I do, because there will be those that will come after I that will do even greater things. Things that you have never seen before. And even His Majesty say, we must be as a people that have never been before. And we must do what have never been done before. So, you know, we can't just look at this thing in a general thing. We have to suss it out, siphon it out, because we have to get the true essence of what is being pointed at. Because when you speak of energy, you know, energy cannot be created nor can it be destroyed. And if you're saying His Majesty, this energy, well, that energy is I and I also. This is the essence of Rasta. This is why His Majesty say that the deification of man is really something that we don't need to deal with. Now, those who choose to deify a man, or to deify a tree, or to deify a mountain, or to deify the sun as it rises, or to deify the sun as it sets, or deify whatever there is produced in creation, there's none of us to say you are wrong. Because each man is free. Because this is the way of the RastaMan and the Rasta people. You do that which you choose to do, as long as you do not violate the right of others to be as they choose to be. So don't be offended if I and I say, boy, His Imperial Majesty is not a God for I and I. If it's a God for the I and I, the eyes, them, that's fine. That's a good thing for you. Because manifest is manifest, you know. You see it? You see how it works? It's so simple. If you choose to eat pork and I not choose to eat pork, that don't make you a bad man and me a better man than you. Because I don't choose to use that, make me not know what me I do, me disrespectful of you. What would be disrespectful if I come to your yard and you know say me not eat no pork, but you not have nothing there when me eat. But you invite me to come to dinner. And you know say me not eat certain things, but you know make sure say certain things provided for I and I. That is disrespectful and dishonorable. So these are the things, it doesn't matter what a man chooses, The worst thing that is egregious to life is when one put up a roadblock to another one. No man is to hinder another man. No man is to violate another man. And if you stick to these laws, universal laws of creation, there would never be war. Because war is where one man injures another man. And then one man should not injure. No man should injure one another. Man should not injure one another. Not even himself. A man shouldn't even injure himself. But accept the code of life. Let life be. Honor life. Respect life. Trust in life. If a man wants to learn, then you are free to teach. If a man doesn't want to learn, don't force the teaching. It is so simple. It is so simple. Life don't fight no one, If you notice, life don't fight nobody, A people fight life and fight themselves and fight one another. So a man's spirituality is a man's spirituality, man. And the spiritualness of things are the spiritualness of things. We are here as witness to observe, to learn, to gather information, and to go to our higher sides. So we live as the big God, the big G. Live as the big G so that we can transcend the world of the little g. And be who we truly are. Immortals. My brother, respect is due only unto Jah. Is that respect in that due to no man? And I due to no man. And any man who feel disrespected or dishonored because of the next man's position, then that man need to look at himself closer. We as Rasta hold dear our liberation, hold dear our redemption. We already have salvation. So we're not seeking salvation. That's what religion give man, is salvation. Because they are not knowledgeable that they are born with salvation. They are under the program of the shit stem. So if a man want to reason with another man, then that reasoning should not be predicated on anyone accepting the way another man view his religious or spiritual perspective and perceptions. One should not feel disrespected because one does not hold the same perspective and perception. We respect life, because regardless of what the perception is and the perspective is, life reigns predominant. Life reigns supreme and superior to all aspects of perception and perspectives. So do not feel disrespected, my brother Jakai. We don't owe you or any Rastafarians any form of respect because of how we see His Majesty. It's just that we see His Majesty different. That doesn't change who His Majesty is, And that doesn't change who you are or who I and I is, who don't hold the same sentiment as you. Because what we are speaking is not just opinion, what we speak also is backed up with facts and truth. His Majesty's life is a testimony to I and I position. His Majesty bring a church to I and I. Down in a back wall, the International Rastafari Ambassador, JahBunny, in his chronicles, speaks of these things. He was there. His father was a main character within that historical moment and time. His Majesty has made statements declaring who he is and how him coming to earth. Now we can look at it any way we want. Look at it, it doesn't change the truth or the facts. So when His Majesty come and send a church. Now we can look at it like say, boy, His Majesty send a church because then the people long in the back of wall, they don't know nothing about God. They don't know nothing about Christianity. We can look at it like that. Or we can look at it like say, His Majesty seeing these people deep rooted and not with the full knowledge, Him send them a church to show them this is the church. If you should desire to have a church, this is the church to embrace. His Majesty did these things. We are the one that is looking upon it anyhow we want to look upon it. For those of us who are Rasta, we had already put the church aside. So when His Majesty bring the Bible to us, we're not going to pick up the Bible and make the Bible a centerpiece for I and I, Because the Bible was one of the tools used to imprison I and I, to mislead I and I, to miseducate I and I, to program I and I into the oppression that we found ourselves under capitalism and imperialism. So why would we take that up? These are facts, my brother. These aren't opinions that we hold. This was the reason why people like Marcus Garvey and people like Lumumba and people like Kwame Nkrumah come. And this is why we see things happening right now as it is happening on the continent with Burkina Faso and Niger and the different African nations that are saying enough is enough. No more. France, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. This, get out of here. Move. There are reasons for that. This is not a belief system. This is factual, manifesting history that have already been done and history that is currently being made. We are a part of this history. We are a part of this movement of liberation. So you don't owe I and I no respect. And we don't owe you no respect because I and I just say, who is man? Who is man that I should respect? I am not respecter of persons. Your very own doctrine said that. So we don't approach man with no respect. I know that we are dealing with. We respect the Almighty. We respect the truth. We respect life and the balance that is in life, and we maintain the balance. This is Rasta, my brother. Rastukai. Positivity, rule, supreme life, reign as the superior force. This energy, as the I speak of, that His Majesty is contained within, and is contained within His Majesty. We are within that same energy, and that same energy is within I and I. That's why we are Rasta today, and that's why Rastafarianism exists. Remember, we were doing what we were doing long before His Majesty come on the throne. We had already predicted or prophesied that His Majesty would be crowned king. So, let us keep things in the proper perspective, and let our perception take a different position. Our perception is what we think we see and what we think we know. But our perspective is shaped by our long-standing history from eons and eons, from millennium to millennium to this time, from ancient of days. That's our perspective. So let us look at our perspective and not so much on our perception, because perception can change easily. You may think you see something, you may think you understand something, but the perception changes as time unfolds, as times envelope and times continue to unfold and continue to envelope. Because this is the way of nature, the way of creation, my brother. Language. There's no higher language than the language of silence. Many of us know this language, especially those who have been incarcerated for long periods of time, those who have been placed in solitary confinement, come to know this language of silence, out of which all other language that is audible comes out of. In other words, no matter what the language, the precursor for every language is the language of silence. Can you hear the words of silence? Can we interpret the words of silence? Can we read that language? Because that is the superior language. That is the language of life. The language of silence, where the lips do not move nor do the tongue wag. The tongue of man is like the tail of a dog. It is always wagging its tail. The mouth of man succumbs to this wagging and opens, and what comes out of it can either be a healing element or one that corrupts and intoxicates the innocent minds of others. This is why Rasta is here to protect the mind, the brains of the youths. Because within the brain, this is where the mind finds occupancy. The skull of man, which is the bone of man, a part of the skeleton system, protects the brain flesh itself, the particular organ known as the brain. And the mind comes forth and finds a home within. The mind, which is the mind of the G, the big G. So we are that big G, as I have said previously. So language, remember, ask yourself, do you understand the language of silence? Where the tongue is silenced. Well, I know Badass has spent his time in the language of silence. In that language, one will come to know oneself. We check his chronicle, he speaks of self being self. This is a profound statement. But not only the statement, to have experienced that is a profound experience. So my brother, whatever you seek as your foundation of your, like you say, your irids, just know this. There are truth beyond the truth that is known unto man. We are all good. But do we desire and yearn to be a part of the great? Because that's the higher portion of us. The good remain here, but the great will transcend and ascend to higher heights. Higher heights, Rastafari. Yell up the man, heights, Rastafari, heights. So Rasta is heights. From heights to heights to heights to heights, beyond the heights and heights and heights, never ending heights. Yeah. Know the true language. So Geese, Amharic, Arabic, Aramaic, Spanish, French, all of them come forth out of silence. The language of silence, the greatest language. There's no language greater than that. RastaMan. Respect is a thing that is given freely. Respect is a thing that does not need solicitation. Respect is a thing that I as a man, RastaMan, do not have to ask for. I walk in and move in and live in a respectful manner. If a man desire or seek to respect, I man walk, I man liberty, and return that in form of respect Respect is just honor. Respect is also to be oneself. If for the I to respect I, the I have to be other than thyself, then that is what you call hypocritical. If I is to respect the I, but in order to respect the I have to be other than I self, and I have to speak other than the truth, then I is a hypocrite. So respect is overrated, my brother. We must all be respectful naturally, without the solicitation of it. Respect can be put in the format of reparation. How can one reparate if one does not repent? Because repentance is what is written in your dogma, in your book, which is the Christian book. Because we say, in the name of His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie. When we say in the name of His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie, we are also saying in the name of the great Kwame Nkrumah. We are also saying in the name of the great and mighty and honorable Marcus Garvey. We are saying when we call one ancestor that stood for righteousness, we are calling all ancestors that stand for righteousness. When we are calling one ancestor that stands for black liberation, we are calling all ancestors, male and female, that stand for black liberation. It is not exclusive to His Imperial Majesty. We must understand this reality and this truth. His Imperial Majesty knows this himself, and he spoke on these type of things periodically throughout his time here in the flesh amongst the human beings. So, when we speak of respect is a thing given freely and without solicitation. My good brother, respect is given because of your manifestation. Because you manifest respect, you are given respect. You manifest honor, you are given honor. One who we wonder, we are here asking for reparation. Why do we ask for reparation? Those who we ask for reparations will only give reparation if they feel that they have done something wrong. Sincerely feel that though. Now, the reason they don't give it is because they have not repented. When they do honest and serious and truthful repentance, they will give reparations naturally. So we are dealing with naturally now. This is Rasta speaking. Rasta speak and Rasta move naturally. We don't need solicitation, and we don't need to solicit others into the understanding and the overstanding and having the rock standing of Rasta. We don't do that. This is not an indoctrination. We do not recruit. We do not go out trying to get people to become Rasta. This is a natural thing that occurs within the life of each and every one. Because the truth pervades every barrier and every boundary. White people, you see some white people say them are Rasta. Because Rasta is of that nature. Some white people are Rasta because them are Rasta. Because they profess this. But they must move within the order of Rasta, which is the levity. Their place is not amongst us. The white Rasta his place is not amongst the black Rasta, that don't make no sense. Because his work is amongst his people. And when the earth is restored to its former glory, which is righteousness, balance, and reciprocity, where love is the rule of law, where peace is the foundation of all things, where that which is not can never be, and that which is can never not be, where mercy endures forever, where goodness and goodwill is the character of all peoples. As His Majesty have said, until the day when the color of a man's eyes will have no more significance than the color of his skin. Until that day there'll be just war and rumors of war. His Majesty speaks for himself, and he speaks for all I and I who is willing to accept the truth. So that is where respect stays, my brother. You do not need I and I to respect the I, and I don't need the I to respect I and I. We live respectfully. Your respect cometh from you, yourself. You know what is respectful and what is not. We are not dogmatized. Rasta is not a dogma. Rasta is a livity. And we have been saying that from the beginning. From the beginning, meaning from the Rasta baby days. That's what the ambassador is speaking of. Rasta baby. Certain things were established that cannot be destroyed. Period. It cannot be altered. It cannot be tampered with. We must now transcend. We must now elevate. We must now ascend to a new faculty of thinking. This is what his father spoke to him and told him to do. That is necessary in today's world of Rasta. Is a new faculty of thinking, because once he had experienced what he had experienced, he realized that unless there's a new faculty of thinking, then the Rastafarians, which came out of Rasta, are doomed. He himself knew that nothing can touch Rasta. Because Rasta are Rasta. It's like you say, like creation, you know. No matter how man go on in a creation, nothing can alter creation, you know. Even on earth shall pass away before one law, one word of the Almighty. These are truth. It's not my opinion. It's not how you feel or I feel or how we feel. We must align ourselves with the is of creation. When we say what it is, then it is our duty to align ourselves with what it is, if it is truly what it is. Align ourselves with life and stay firmly rooted in life. Nature, creation. Rasta said that from beginning, from birth of Rasta. From the birth of Rasta. I remember Marcus teaches the foundation of black liberation, black nationalism, Pan-Africanism. And when Rasta come in, Rasta going now into the spirit of black liberation, of blackness. So we no longer have a need for religion. But we can be religious if we seek to be religious. Rasta, in its purest form, is religious with life. Life is our religion, our culture, and our tradition. That is it. Within that fullness, there is no separation. It's just oneness. One life, one culture, one tradition, one people, one truth. Goodness and goodwill, brotherhood, sisterhood. We're all brothers. We're all sisters. We live by the divine order. We all have one mother and one father. This is the energy that I speak of, which is within His Imperial Majesty. They are speaking of the divine mother and the divine father. They are speaking of the energy that cannot be created nor destroyed. One divine mother, one divine father. When you attach the divine mother and divine father to a manifestation, which is only a facsimile, then we are demoting our consciousness and demoting our true identity. We may call ourselves mothers and fathers and aunties and uncles and grandmothers and grandfathers and grandchildren and granddaughters, grandsons and neighbors and all this business. These are different variations of the one energy that you speak of as Imperial Majesty's embodiment of such. This is what the I have said. But we all have one mother and one father, which is the divine mother and the divine father. The divine mother and divine father gave birth to His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie. And His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie came and he spoke on that issue of not deifying a man, or deifying an individual or a human being, and to disassociate ourselves from that concept, ideology, or philosophy. So this is all truth. It's nothing against anyone, but we must be willing to allow the truth to live upon the earth, to live within us. The acceptance of such will open all understanding of all knowledge. So I give thanks and praise for the eyes, word, sound, and for the reasoning. I find it very interesting. I find it very expressive. It expresses so many things that we all need to look upon. Thank you, my brother Rastafari, as well as JahBunny, for having this type of a reasoning, because we need this type of a reasoning so that we can not be against each other but be one within the movement of the black liberation. Rastafari, if we just leave well enough alone, you know. You're looking at a big man who have the living experience of Rastafari and has sat on the battlefield on behalf of Rastafari. And, you know, you are assuming that the brethren JahBunny does not have Rastafari, Haile Selassie, within his meds. We all do. But I have had RastaMan like the I self. I look at I man and say to I man, I is not a Rasta. I have had that already. That has happened to I throughout I man whole life. And that is one of the reasons I have never really put myself amongst the different mansions, you know, because they are limited in their perspective. Their perspective is based upon a dogma, a particular belief system, when Rasta never was a belief system. Never ever was Rasta a belief system. Rasta was a consciousness and is a consciousness to this day. We don't believe in anything. No one rule I and I as Rasta. I and I rule I and I self. The true and the most bona fide Rastaman have no God. Because he himself know who him is. Him is the God. Him is the God with the big G. Yes. I, Rastaman, is God. Big G God. You know, that might offend others who take God to be something else other than themselves. But that is not an offense to I and I. If a next man takes something else to be his God, if let's say if a man takes Haile Selassie to be his God, then that doesn't harm or injure I. I is a Rastaman and I know say I is God. I know this. I know this from experience. I know this from studying even all the things that those who believe say Selassie is God and Jesus is God, and some say Allah is God, and some say Yeshua is God, and some say Yahweh is God. I am not offended by none of this. But I tell you this, if I say to any of those people that I am God, they become offended. Why is that? Why are they offended and I am not? Why are they offended because of my outlook? Because I sight, because what I see. And why am I not offended because of what they see? Why doesn't it bother me? Why do I not make it my mission to show them, say them are God? And why do they feel like it is incumbent on them to show I say I am not God? And that, you know, Jesus is God, and that Selassie is God, and Selassie is Jesus, our Christ come again, and all this business. Well, Christ isn't everything. If you know anything about Christ, you know, Christ is in the trees, and in the birds, and in the bees, and in the insects, and in every creeping and crawling thing that we call creation and nature. Christ is life. Christ is not a man, nor a mountain, nor a tree, nor a river, nor an ocean, nor a sea. Christ is life. This is in your own dogma. So, I think, we all should be honest with ourselves first and be true to ourselves first. As it is written, to thine own self be true. And then we can have an intelligent reasoning, not based upon our perspectives, not based upon our perceptions, but based upon the truth. Based upon the truth, not my truth or your truth or anybody else's truth, but the one they call the naked truth, the raw-born truth. And let us keep it, the reasoning in that energy, because Rastafari is a reasoner, We reason in any season. We don't deal with treason. So it's only by love. And when we say one perfect love, no, we don't just say it, We feel live it. We feel manifest the one perfect love. Let me see the Bobo Shanti, the Nyabingi, the 12 tribe, the Orthodox, the Coptic, Rastafari, and all of them come under one roof now. Then the Rastafarians can address Rasta. And until then, it's all hypocrisy. It's all hypocrisy. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful. I'm not saying that in a disrespectful manner. I'm saying look at the truth. Your book tells us not to make of ourselves sectarians, sect. And that is exactly what we have done. Your book tells us that the woman should not look upon a woman and deal with a woman like how she would look upon a man and deal with a man. And vice versa for the man. Same thing. Don't look upon the next man like how you look upon a woman and deal with a woman. It also tells us we should not listen to the heathen nor follow the heathen. Right now, P. Diddy and the rest of them over here in America, they're in America since the early 60s, So, me not a man where I talk where me not see and know. Me see it and me know it. So I will only speak what I say, and I know I have never read fiction. I don't study fiction. Because fiction is a make-up business. If it's historical, if it's a true event, I will look into it. And even then, I have to investigate the author. Because history is only as credible as the historian who's telling it. Yes, I saw when JahBunny show the hippie woman deal with chalice and thing with him father. I thought that was very strange myself, because I would not even embrace a thing like that. Because I already know the nature of these people, the nature of the beast. One of the first things them do is send them woman, Them send them woman to you, Remember this. This is a natural thing where them do. No, me not say all white people terrible and all white people immoral and all white people unethical, and all white people is racist, But all white people have that gene in them. Or else we wouldn't be today in 2024, 21st century discussing white supremacy. Because back in the days, when Leopold had chop off with hand and with foot, and Cecil Rhodes a thief with gold and with silver from out of the mines of South Africa, white people was there that didn't like it, but they never stand up and never do nothing, because they did a benefit. So it's okay. It's just a new faculty of thinking, no longer will we walk arms in arms with them. We don't need them to defend we need them to defend themselves. So that we will have intelligent white people to deal with. Them to deal with for them own situation. And that is in the name of His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie. Because where did he go when Mussolini come upon him? He went to them for help. What did they do? They turned their back on him. And where did he run to after that? He ran to England, to the Queen. So let us not be disillusioned by an what you call this, an esoteric energy of, out of this world type of energy when it comes to His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie. Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie was a flesh and blood living man, a sentient being, sit upon a divine throne from a divine bloodline. Yes, we know this and we accept that and we acknowledge that and we embrace Him for that. But outside of that, there's no other embrace to be had. That is for I and I, not for the I and those who think as the I think. Because there's nothing wrong with the way you think. It is, you think for yourself and for others that are like unto you. But unto I and I as Rastafari, as Rasta living, flesh and blood sentient me, in the name of Rastafari, who came and fulfilled the prophecy of Marcus Garvey, that a king would be crowned in these modern times to show that we are royal. Yes, that is what we do as Rasta. We acknowledge the truth. We don't worship. We don't worship the manifestation of truth, because the manifestation of truth is just that, a manifestation. The truth is hidden within the manifestation. We embrace the essence of His Imperial Majesty, not the corpse, the carcass of His Imperial Majesty, not the physical image of His Imperial Majesty. And He Himself would concur with what is being said here. And those who are honest with themselves and true to themselves will know that this is true. We don't need a replacement for the colonial religious energy. We don't need to replace it with a next form of the same thing but with a black face on it. No, we don't need to do that. We don't need that. We need to become Christ. We need to become Christ in all of the glory of Christ. If we are to be Christ, if we are to worship Christ in words and in deeds. In words and in deeds. It is a constant reality and a constant revelation, a constant revolution, a constant evolution, evolving into and ascending to higher heights. Jah, Rastafari, RastaMan. And I would say, Rastakai. You end with His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie is Christ, God and King. And I accept your position, for it is your position. And who am I to deny a man his faith? Who am I to deny a man his position? Because no two can occupy the same space in the same time. You see it? This is Rasta. And I still hold I position. And if I position takes away from your position, then you ought to check your position. Don't check I position. Because I and I have no position that you can check. Because I and I is grounded in absolute truth. Absolute reality. There's nothing here that is a conjecture, an assumption, or a presumption. And this is the position of a bona fide Rasta. See it there? It is so simple. Your book says, suffer little children to come unto I, for such is the kingdom of heaven. Your book also says, and gives you instruction, seek first the kingdom of God, and all of its righteousness, and all things shall be granted unto you. These are the things that you Christian people are not even paying attention to. So why should I listen to anything when I say? I can only accept your position, because that is the true thing of any real man, much less a Rastaman, or any real man. You don't have to be a Rasta. Just be a real man. Accept the truth. That's it. The truth is not just for Rasta to accept. It's for anyone that is a real man, a true man, a solid man, a black man. So it is not important that I accept His Majesty as a God, as I God. It is important for you to accept His Majesty as God and be content with that. But you should equally be content with I and I position as Rasta, because we as Rasta are content with your position as Rasta. So now, let it be one perfect love. I don't need to tell you, say you wrong, and that, His Imperial Majesty is not a God. I don't have to tell you no foolishness like that. And why you fight against His Majesty as you, as God, why are you fighting against yourself as the true big G? I don't have to tell you none of that, because that is not my position. That is not my authority. I don't have the authority to do that. As His Majesty have said, who am I to deny a man his faith? That is your faith, and I embrace you with one perfect love due to your faith. And if you cannot embrace I and I the same way, just like the Bobo Shanti can't embrace the Naya Bingi, and the Naya Bingi can't embrace the Bobo Shanti, and the 12 tribe of Israel now embrace none of the other one them, and everybody just in their own sectarian mentality and philosophy and ideology. I and I accept all of that without reserve. I don't reserve nothing. I say I accept that. I accept the Mount, say my 12 tribe of Israel, and let him be, let him live, let him sow his seed. One day it will harvest. I say let the Bobo Shanti and the Naya Bingi sow their seed. They have every right to do so. And who am I to deny them that they are right? Who am I to tell them, say them wrong? But I and I own as Rasta will remain in the foundation of the Rasta baby, forever growing, forever learning, never growing up to be, as you say, emperor. Cause I and I, if you're born emperor, you're emperor. If you're born God, you're God. You have to go, you grow up. No, you are God. From your born, you are God. So who other God there is? What other God exists? His Imperial Majesty no blow breath in the eye. Breath comes into eye by birth, by life. His life come into eye and sees eye and solidify itself within eye and teaching eye from day one, from the birth of ourself to this time. But we must have faith in the truth. The truth does not have to prove itself to anyone. He who sees it knows it, and he who hears it knows it, and he who feels it knows it. So the truth comes in many ways. You can feel it and know it, you can see it and know it, and you can hear it and know it. And I are Rasta, and we see it, we hear it, and we feel it, and we know it. We don't need no confirmation. Marcus Garvey was the truth, and is the truth even to this day. And when Marcus Garvey said, look to Africa, a king will be crowned. We looked to Africa and the king was crowned. We don't worship the king like how we are worshipped. The energy that flows, that brought the king. It's not the king, it's the energy within the king. It's the words of the king and what the king have spoken. The emperor has spoken. It is the essence of his words that we find comfort, that we find solace. So let us live as divine beings in this divine time. Let us live as intelligent beings. As Marcus Garvey has said, intelligence rule the world. So let us make that a fact. Let's make that an actuality. Let us deal with our intelligence. Let us not be dismayed by dogma. Let us stand firm in the truth. We are the living truth. We are the manifestation of truth. And the Word took upon itself flesh and dwell amongst man. We are the offsprings of the Word that took upon itself flesh and dwell amongst man. And if the Word took upon itself flesh and dwell amongst man, and the Word told man from the very beginning in Genesis chapter 1, it says, be fruitful, multiply, and replenish the earth, then the Word which took upon itself flesh and dwell amongst man will not break its own command. That Word that took upon itself flesh and dwell amongst man, that Word which was in the beginning, that Word that was with God, that Word that was God, and took upon itself flesh and dwell amongst man, had to have had offsprings, had to have multiplied, and had to have replenished the earth. So let us stay desolate upon that the truth, because that is the divine truth. Whether we accept it or not is irrelevant, because no man is forced to accept, and no man is forced to reject. We all choose. That is the power we have, the power we choose. While many are waiting to be chosen, because that's the bastardized in energy that was programmed into us, that many are called but few are chosen. We are waiting to be chosen. There are those of us who know that nothing goes that way, and knows that many are called but few will choose. Will you be one of those that will choose? Or are you still waiting to be chosen? And are you making up stuff to convince yourself that you are chosen? No. Being chosen is to choose. No one will choose you but you. It is not the responsibility for anyone to choose you. Great God is not going to come from the sky and make everything right. There's no pie in the sky. There's no pill to take that will wash away our woes. And you're correct, my brother. It is one perfect love, but it is one true perfect love. It must be a true perfect love. And he who sees it, hears it, and feels it, know this love. Positive vibrations, RastaMan.